Yo. Aye. Hard breathing through kid on this madness, yo. Nairobi, are you ready for this? I don't think so. Go get ready, big man thing. My people crazy, you better like it. Go get ready, my people crazy, you better like it. Good wonder, it's a dazzle thing and never surrender. Pretty girl, good wonder, it's a dazzle thing and never surrender. Go get busy, man. It's a freaky time. That's how we do it, man. It's a party time. We gandende, boa baby. It's a dazzle thing, karibu tu caliente. Give me this run fight, girl. I'm here to conquer, girl. In the business, I'm dangerous. My trigger on the baddest. The party just started. My body's in a hurry. I enter. Looking for a bad boy in the place. Ain't nobody bad. Enter. Looking for a bad boy in the place. Ain't nobody bad. Aubrey, I'm a bigger man. Careful, girl. Shock you in this reggaeton 10 times, girl. Good wonder. It's a dazzle thing and never surrender. Pretty girl, good wonder. It's a dazzle thing and never surrender. Go get busy, man. It's a freaky time. That's how we do it, man. It's a party time. Go get ready, big man T. My people crazy, you better like it, yo. Yeah, Central Africa. Yeah, and Kenya on this madness.
Ati, spola pale wesi mi roga mama sita mi ufanya madem mwenye wanabaki kujishika iwe dancehall ama hip hop buda mina wakilisha tunabon tuko party tunaban
Limitless Hoops. We have the tournament coming up here this weekend. The tournament of all tournaments, the tournaments to outdo every other tournament in the history of the planet. We have our semi-pros coming up here. Now, when I first, I've been in a few semi-pro things. Some people might even say that I was a semi-pro. All right, but we say that because it wasn't the NBA, and they actually call some leagues semi-pro that are like paying more money than the NBA. Like if they're like, oh, you gotta go to China, and it's like, yeah, China though they paid a few players $20 million, which is like more than 75% of the NBA. So it's like, you know, it's like what is pro, what is semi-pro. But when I was growing up, I played in certain leagues, and the big ones that I played in, well, not a big one, but I played in the joint effort one, growing up here in Colorado at Hiawatha when I was in college. That one was pretty good. It had Chauncey in it, recent inductee into the Hall of Fame. And then we had, I remember making the finals of that one. Then we lost because of this dude. It was crazy. Then I went to the San Francisco Pro-Am, which is like a semi-pro, but there was like, I don't know, 10 NBA players in it or so. But we always play. So I don't know if that counts as semi-pro, but it's definitely not like the NBA. And then I played in 4 different Pro-Ams in LA when I was trying to get like recruited to go overseas. So I've always played in these things. And when I came back to Colorado, I realized that there was this like league that was kind of going on, that was kind of not really going on, that was kind of whatever. And I was like, oh, are these the local semi-pro guys? And it wasn't the greatest deal. Mostly because I know how good I am now, or the lack of goodness. And I was able to hang with these guys. And I was like, you guys should be blasting me. Come on, where's the Colorado Hoops at? So I got with a few people who wanted to put together a semi-pro league, and as what happens regularly, those guys left, and I was like, oh, I was planning to do this tournament with other people, but then they just like left, just didn't even like write me anymore, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'll still do it. So I'm covering the prize money, and I try to get a ton of teams in this thing. I put it out there. I advertised for over a month. I sent it out to everyone. I went out to rec centers to go pass out stuff to get anyone in. And there are just not that many Colorado Hoopers. They're just not. They're not. I found 4 teams worth. And I know there's going to be some other people saying, oh, we could have beat them. Well, shut up, because you're not in the thing. I asked you. I'm pretty sure that you heard about this thing and you didn't want to do it. I offered you $2,000. Didn't want to do it. So we have 4 teams in. See the bravest, best players in Colorado this weekend, and the finals will be the following weekend. So they play on Saturday, they play on Sunday, and it's a double elimination tournament, and then they will play the following Saturday for the finals. All right, if you guys want to show up, show up. Next thing we got where is this thing? We got this thing right here. There we go. Oh, Colorado. This big, huge thing behind me. All right. Yes, Colorado is an enormous state, and if we're gonna make it smaller, we got to figure out which parts of Colorado that we're gonna be focusing on. So obviously, it needs to be like right there in the Denver area, right? Because everything else is like mountains. Okay. So we want to focus around Denver, but no one really lives in Denver anymore. So and people don't like to travel from one end, like Broomfield, all the way over to like Parker, let's say, because that's like an hour away. So we got to break it down into pieces. And how I'm gonna break it down has been to try to grow it here in Broomfield and also trying to grow it there in Aurora to begin with. We tried in Denver as well. What's up, Kieran and Declan Love? All right, and then we also tried it in Centennial last year. We had a pretty good show out, but then we couldn't get gym time in that area. So it's been a while since then. I'm still trying to grow in those 4 areas, but here's where I'm at in that regard, okay? So we are at this map right here, all right? And these are the 4 locations. These 4 on the outside, and there's one in the middle as well. So here are my plans. Basically, I put them so that they would be spread out, so that if you lived in Broomfield or wherever, you could come right there pretty easily. That's like a 5-minute drive, 7-minute drive right there. Okay, so these things are pretty close. But I feel if we have people over here covered, people over here, people over here, people over there, everyone is within driving range. So basically, people who live here are really comfortable with going right there. They always do it. They consider this like one big family. All right, same as us up here. All these people are just used to hanging out together. All right, these people right here actually don't want to go down to Denver, but they would go all the way up to Louisville, maybe even Boulder. They consider themselves together. So I chose areas that were equidistant apart, but also not too far apart, so that these people wouldn't want to play each other. So we had to make the square small enough so that these people by Cherry Creek would be willing to go over here by Hidden Lake High School. All right. So my plan is to get a location in here where we could have a high school to play games at. All right. And this high school would be Denver East. And right here it would be Hill Middle School. And then right there would be a place where I could have staff members live, which would be me at first. And each different location has 3 different spots: one in apartment, one in middle school, and one in high school. And we just want to make things as comfortable as possible for our staff members to grow these potential things and our clientele as well. And I'm going to use this area as like a backup area. So if all these gyms get packed, you get to come here. And I get to travel to all of them whenever I need to. All right. So I have big plans for this thing. We need to unite this area as opposed to continually tear it down. Because all we do, the best that we do, is piece together the 6 best players per grade, and then they just like play against every other team and just beat everyone. And it's not helping anyone. We've done that for 20 years. It hasn't worked. Okay, I mean, it just hasn't. It might seem like it's cool and seems like it's awesome, but it just hasn't worked. We know what happens when that happens. All right. So what we want to do is to basically take those players and split them up. And we want them playing against each other on their own teams. So yes, it's a little bit less comfortable. Think about that. Would you rather be on an all-star team like LeBron James and the Heat, or would you rather be like by yourself growing up like LeBron James and the Oakland Soldiers back when he was just given like whatever sort of guys to play with? I mean, no one from his high school went to the NBA besides him. I don't think anyone from his high school went to college. I'm not really sure, but he got good by playing by himself actually. And people want to skip levels. They want to skip steps. All right, you're good when you're the person shooting, when you're the person dribbling, when you're the person passing, when you're the person rebounding, when you're the person defending. But if you have an all-star team, then all of a sudden you're in a role and you only get to build up that particular skill set. So it's a backwards way to do it. So That's my plan on redistributing everything to try to organize this Wild West that we call a youth basketball situation going on in Colorado. And I mean, people have tried everything, I suppose, but they end up doing the same thing, and it's whatever makes kids and parents feel good. And usually, if something feels too good, where it's like the food that you're eating tastes too good and you're like addicted to it, it's probably McDonald's and it's probably bad. All right? I mean, because there's a reason. There's a reason that it's so easy to do. And there's a reason that everyone's doing something because it's super easy. And there's a reason why no one's like made it out of here because of certain things. So don't go down those paths. All right, what's up, West End? I'm moving on. We got our quote of the day. Quote of the day is, the greatest prayer is patience. All right, I do not know what that means. I never know what that means, but I suppose when you pray, let me think. When you pray, should I ask AI on this one? Okay, yeah, no, I can do. Okay, so when you pray, you're hoping. You're hoping that something happens in the future. But better than doing that is to be patient. There, I did it. All right, so yes, being patient and working hard while you're being patient is the best way to act. You shouldn't just try to throw everything on the table right away, like I need this right now. Calm down. You need to work right now. You will get it later. All right. The greatest prayer is patient. Everyone wants to pray to get stuff right now. I need this right now. All right? And if you don't pray, I guess the other word would be hope. All right, or to dream, or to desire. Okay. And everyone wants these things now. You should want those things. You should want to work for those things now. You should want them in the future whenever they happen to be there. So apply patience to any kind of rule that you have to endure. All right. Next, we got our Did You Know section. This is the important one today. All right. Did you know that the NBA Finals in 1994 were once interrupted by O.J. Simpson being chased by the police at 20 miles an hour on the freeway? O.J. Simpson was basically like Michael Jordan of football. Then he was in TV, broadcasting, and movies, and then all of a sudden he was wanted for killing his wife. It was crazy, and everyone was like, what's happening? I'm watching the game. And today, he just died. During his trial, he was actually presumed innocent, and everyone was like up in arms about it, and he's been to jail since for some other stuff, but yeah, he's out, and he just died today. But did you know that the NBA Finals were going on at that time? And during these NBA Finals, OJ actually tried to call up the studio, and he tried to get on air while he was in this Bronco fleeing, not the animal, the car, the white Bronco, fleeing the cops. He wanted to get on TV, and they answered it at the studios, and they said, "This is O.J. Simpson." And the people who knew that O.J. was like on the lam, they were like, "Shut up, you're lying to us." They hung up on him. Crazy, but here's the game.
This is the NBA on NBC. The 1994 NBA Finals. Tonight, Game 5.
6:39 remaining in this first half. Knicks by 2.
And then they would switch. They would switch back and
We are
forth.
looking at live pictures of
From the
Interstate
game
5
to
in
this.
Los Angeles. We believe that white vehicle, which is being trailed by a phalanx of California Highway Patrol cars and helicopters, belongs to Al Cowlings, who disappeared with O.J. Simpson earlier today, shortly after Mr. Simpson was informed that he was going to be formally charged with the murder of his wife and the young man who was with her at the time. It is the latest bizarre development in a string of bizarre...
And everyone's just watching this. Imagine if, like, look, Michael Jordan murdered someone and just ran from the cops, but he just, like, went slowly from the cops. And if they can zoom out, there's, like, I don't know, 30, 40 cop cars just slowly following him. Just slowly, just right there behind him. And then there's people on the overpasses with signs. It was the most bizarre thing in the history of the planet at the time.
And disappeared with with him today from a home in the San
So yeah,
Fernando
I know
Valley.
you guys are like,
Police
why are we
patrol
watching a
being
car?
made an
That's what we were thinking.
of the
Why are we
well-known,
watching a car?
Personality.
All right.
Shortly after he
And then they would go
formally
back and
charged
forth to the
with 2
game, to
counts of
this,
murder.
and now you get to watch a nice
Coming in
dunk
on the left side, no block out by Mason as he went for the ball.
by Akeem
And
the
it's just
Dream,
all
Olajuwon.
getting up in the air with room to operate as he takes this and just
That was
turns
actually
it
a nice
over and
dunk.
down.
I mean, he got pretty high. I knew he's tall, but he got pretty
In
high.
this first half,
So sitting there watching
we will
Michael
send it to
Jordan.
NBC News. Here's Tom
I
Brokaw.
know, not Michael Jordan. I'm stupid. The Knicks.
Thank you, Marvin. We are looking once again at pictures.
And then
of
here they
Al
go again.
Collins'
All right, they
cars
just
that
kept
make their way
interrupting the
along
game
the
back and forth.
freeway
It was
in
the
Los
craziest
Angeles
time. But
in the
anyways,
South
did you
Central
know
part
that?
of
Did you
that
guys know
area.
that
And we
O.J.
are
Simpson
told by
died
the
today?
California Highway
Anyways,
Patrol that
that's
O.J.
all I got
Simpson
for you. That's
is
all I
in
got. That's
that
all I got.
car,
Let's move
holding a
on
gun
to
his
the
head. He
itinerary
has
for the
been in
day.
touch with-
All right, the itinerary of stuff. We would have our open gym today, playing some dribble tag to begin with, and then efficiency wins one-on-one, where if you have 0, 1, or 2 dribbles, you can score either 3, 2, or 1 points. All right, and then 5, 5, and 5 cutthroat after that. And then we got for team stuff, reverse layups based on the balance for shots, loose balls, press break, walk through, 49 seconds down by 3 with free throws, and then 5 on 5. All right. And then let's get to our next thing. Our next thing is the highlight of the day. I believe that this is the highlight. All right. The highlight of the day is actually twofold. I got 2 of them for you guys, and they're both including Wembanyama. All right. Highlights coming up.
Here's a run out by Pippen. Drop off Laravia and Wembanyama.
Look how nobody wants to play against Wembanyama. No one wants to play him. Everyone goes on like 2-on-1, 3-on-1 fast breaks, and they just back it back out. If you're that good a defender, that counts as more than just a block. I mean, blocked, you can count blocks if you want to, but if no one even attacks the floor, I mean, we had a girl like that at St. Mary's where I played, and she was like 6'3", but like 6'9" wingspan. She get like 17 blocks some games. It was crazy. People just stopped driving, and that enabled the defenders to defend even harder. They won so much because of her, even in the games when she didn't get blocks, but she got every block record. It was crazy.
Guys into the paint, saw who was there. And the Grizzlies
So
forced
watch
a
it.
turnover.
Fast
Here's a
break.
run out
You
by
could go
Pippen.
for it. No, thank you.
Drop
No,
off
thank you.
Laravia and Wembanyama.
All right, but this is not the
Nobody
only time this has happened.
Spurs turn it over.
3 against 1.
Back
And
to
they're like,
defend the rim.
Nah. That's 3-on-1 for NBA professional basketball players, and they're like, no, thank you. All right, imagine someone that scary. That is unbelievable. This guy deserves the Defensive Player of the Year award.
Spurs turn it over.
And he might get it for the next 10 years.
Back to defend the rim.
That is unreal. That is unreal. That is
Spurs
unreal.
turn it over. Victor.
Speaking of unreal,
Back
who's
to
doing the
defend the rim.
homework? Who's doing the homework? We got bank shots. Kieran with the bank shots. Wes with the chair dips. Nice job. Knee jumps right there for Wes. Pick and roll splits a drive. You know, I was watching. I saw Luka shoot a 3-point bank shot. He was like leaning to the side and just like easily just flicked up in it. It was crazy. I was like, dude, that's a tough shot. It was like from 3 too. But then I saw who was it? It wasn't him. It was Anthony Edwards. And Anthony Edwards was shooting bank shots. All right, and let me see if I can pull it up. All right, Anthony Edwards was shooting bank shots from the 3-point line like it was no one's business. He says that he really wants the bank shot to come back because Tim Duncan was so amazing at it. Let me see if I can find the video. But dude, like he was banking everything. Like in practice, he was practicing 3-point bank shots. I know that we practice bank shots, but I mean, dude, like this guy he's like perfecting the bank shot. And when you have a bank shot, people can't block you on 2 different places. So I'm gonna show you his bank shot like list. This isn't the exact one that I was looking for that included his practice shots, but watch this. You also are able, when you shoot a bank shot, you're also able to like take away some of the speed of your shot, so you can like throw stuff up at different speeds, at different angles. So it just makes playing defense even harder. But also, I mean, because it allows you to do so much more.
Edwards holds up off glass.
Because again, the guy's hand was in his way. He just shot over here. His hand was there, and he's like, oh, I'll shoot there for a bank shot. Here's the swish, here's the bank shot. You get 2 different routes to the basket. But if you don't practice on your bank shot, then you won't ever have these routes. And you have to practice it a lot.
Team that's been shooting lights out, number 1 in effective field goal percentage. You better take advantage of it.
Notice right there, he didn't shoot from a particular angle. He didn't shoot from right here. You can't really bank it from right there. You want to bank it 45 degrees. Bank it from right here is a very, very low percentage play. Unless you're Korean, then they bank it from the free throw line. That's just weird. But yes, he gets to his spot and then pulls up again. So if you guys are out there practicing bank shots, great job. All right, great job, step by step. Is that left-handed? That's a tough shot. Tough shot. But yes, continue practicing your bank shots, guys. All right, continue practicing your bank shots. All right, let's move on to the story of the day. Let's watch it.
On offense, you should utilize a combination of pick and rolls, jab steps, and post moves that have counters to create a repertoire that is impossible to stop. By practicing enough to react quickly and being patient enough to take what they give you, all that's left is to ask your defender one question. How do you want to lose today?
Well, that's my favorite question of all time is, how do you want to lose today? Huh? How do you want to lose? Because I'm prepared to make you lose in many, many ways. But how do you want to lose today? Because if you have a certain move that you can do, all right, no matter how good that move is, they might be prepared for that move, especially if it's actually very good and they've like scouted it and stuff. But if you can go off that move and the stop that is meant for that move now leads you to a different move that can't be stopped, it's done. And if you, for some of our moves, we actually have 4 different counters that lead back to the first one. All right, some of those, we have 3 of them, 3 different counters for them. For the Legend series, we have 4 for the Between the Leg Behind the Back series. We have some for the mid-post series when we rip the ball through. Even our play poly, the Iverson cut. We have different series of moves where it's, if they stop this, we're gonna do this. Our entire spin move series are low post progressions. And you create a series of moves from particular spots so that when you get into the games, you can react to those things so fast, all right, where you're like, yes, I do this all the time, I'm used to this, and then they take it away and you're like, actually, I'm used to this too. And then they take that away, you're like, no, actually, I'm used to that too. And you just ask them, you go like, I don't care how you want to lose, this is how you're gonna lose. One of the ways to stop Jokic is to just let him score. And they've done it in some series pretty successfully, and you just let him score like 50 points, and you keep the entire other team or the entire rest of the team out of the game. And Jokic has gotten his endurance better, and that's how he finally got past that. But I remember just maybe like a year or 2 ago, some team played me with a 6'2" guy guarding me, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? I could score on this guy all day." So I did. And then they just never double teamed. I was like, you guys are, hey, I was in time. I was like, they're going to start double teaming. They're like, keep going, John, keep going. I was like, oh, they're going to start double teaming. I kept going. By the 4th quarter, I couldn't move. And I was like, I was still scoring on the guy. And I was like, but it was like a tie game now. I could not move for the life of me. And my team was just like, you should just give me the ball. And I was like, I got rope-a-doped, which is like what Muhammad Ali did to George Foreman. He's like, let him keep swinging. And then by the end, he's too tired to move. So Jokic's counter for that was to get better, more endurance. But they're going to need a lot more than that, because if they just allow Joker to just score one-on-one, they can't just do that. All right, because that will pull everyone else out. Now, if they do double team at the end, now Jamal Murray has a shot for the whole game. He's just supposed to make a three. That's tough. So, yes, we always need counters to counters to counters. So don't just assume that they're going to allow you to do just one thing. All right, be able to counter it. All right, moving on to our conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theory is this. All right, this is not even a conspiracy theory, but it might have been a joke. But I mean, is it though? Is it? They asked David Stern. He's the guy before Adam Silver as the commissioner. They were like, "Hey, who is your favorite or who's your dream matchup for the finals?" He goes, "Lakers versus Lakers." And I don't think he was joking because he's just talking about money. He's like, dude, having the Lakers play each other would just be amazing for money. I don't care. And this is how the league thought for so long. But now that the league has moved on, and they don't just need Michael Jordan to win everything. Now they're trying to make all the teams more even. I think it's a better league. And I've asked a few people who've agreed with me, but you always hear those people who are like, what happened to the 90s basketball? What about the 90s, like all the ratings in the 90s? They were the highest ever. It's like, yeah, because they were like doing stuff that like all the fans wanted them to do, putting Michael Jordan every time. And it's like, that's not always what's best for the real fans. All right, so when you have different teams winning and like maybe like some like low market teams winning, it may not equal more money or more ratings, but it does equal a better style of game. And this is coming from a Lakers fan, so this is not even a conspiracy theory. This is just how it is. But I know how this is how everyone thinks that it is. It's like everyone wants the Lakers to win, but it was once said by David Stern. All right, he said Lakers versus Lakers is his dream finals. Who says that? Oh my God. All right, trivia question today. We asked this last Thursday. I don't believe anyone answered it. All right. His dad played for his alma mater college called Georgia. So his dad played at Georgia and the kid played at Georgia. All right, but the dad played for the Celtics in the NBA. The kid did not. Who is the kid? Who is the current NBA player whose dad played for his alma mater, Georgia College, but played for the Celtics in the NBA? Who is this current NBA player? I actually had to search it again because I forgot, but I remember. All right, so someone in the NBA played for Georgia, and so did his dad. His dad went to the NBA. He went to the NBA. His dad played for the Celtics, though. Who is this guy? That's the guy right there. I didn't ask this one last week, did I? Yes. It is Nick Claxton. Claxton is the son of Charles Claxton, a U.S. Virgin Islands native who played college basketball for Georgia and was briefly a member of the Boston Celtics. Nick's younger brother, Chase Claxton, plays Division I basketball at Winthrop for the Winthrop Eagles. So, yes, that is the answer. Once again, Kieran with the win. So I'm changing your score to 5, and that puts Vaughn Suave at let me see. So that's 5 for Kieran and 2 for Vaughn. All right, great job. Moving on to one of our last things here. We got what is this one? A social one? Social? What is this about? This guy. Okay, so look, believe it or not, this guy's me. This guy is the me of college. Okay, I'm not saying I'm like a great coach like John Calipari. I'm saying John Calipari ain't a great coach. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, I'm saying that I don't know what he's like in like workouts or anything like that, but I do know his players go to the NBA. That's all I know, and I know that with as many good players as he's had, he should have more championships. I don't know how many championships that the freaking Kentucky has, but it's not enough for as many pros as they've produced. But this is what I want to do. This is like my whole strategy, except I don't have the top players yet. All right? But yeah, dude, if I don't have the top players, this is how I see it. I got the top players of something, top players of your grade, top players of your class. I will make sure that you're going to the next level. Whether that level be the NBA like this guy's doing, or like just JV, or just varsity, or whatever you couldn't make. Whatever level that you couldn't make, I want you to make that level. All right? And a lot of people like to dog him, and including me. I'm like, dude, you're not even trying to win. He'll let players leave and just go off to like combines instead of practicing so that they can make the NBA. If you're a future NBA player or have hopes to be, wouldn't you choose his college? So there's two different levels of people, okay? I guess three. All right, there's one person who can't make it to college. We're not worried about that person. But then there's a player who goes to college and is trying to make the NBA, and a player at college who just knows that they can't make the NBA. If you were the second person, would you go to him? If you knew for a fact you're not an NBA player, would you go to his school? The answer should probably be no, because you're going to be on that team. You're going to be like on Arkansas or on Kentucky, wherever he is, and you're going to be like excited for the game tomorrow. And he's going to be like, oh, the best players can just leave. It doesn't matter. We're not even going to practice on that. And then you're going to be like, but I want to win. He's going to be like, no, they have to make the NBA. He cares more about them making the NBA than he does that game. All right? But what if you were an NBA player or a future NBA player, like a borderline NBA player? Would you not want to go to the school? Of course you would. You'd be like, yeah, because this level doesn't matter. So in terms of like which AAU program that you're a part of, which one do you want to go to? The one that's really focused on this third grade championship? Or the guy who's like, no, we got to get you to be the best varsity player that you can become. Or like me, I'm like, we got to get you to D1. All right, and now that's not the case for everybody, but I'm thinking like that's the case for most people in our program, or it's at least varsity, or at least like not getting cut your freshman year. We're thinking about these things in the future, and I would have hated if some of my coaches were like this, obviously, but I do think it's the answer if your goal is to truly make a higher level. So, Coach Calipari, I appreciate you. I consider myself just like you. What do you guys think? Anyways, that's my time. Don't forget that the quote of the day is the greatest prayer is patience. Patience. All right, I'll see you guys later. We have games this weekend. Make sure you guys sign up for all those games. Practice tomorrow. Not in Aurora, but only in Broomfield. And that's about all that I got. All right, cue my outro so I can get out of here. All right, y'all. Peace out.
Tukiende your hashtag, check it to na ban. Press it to the one, cha. Madem wako hapa wanadai tu vijiti, wanjiti kwa kiti, waresh wako fiti, weekend tuna ban. Adiche, wanja for the G, chop on the panty.
Kuja, wonder, it's a tussle thing and never surrender. Pretty girl, kuja, wonder, it's a tussle thing and never surrender. Go get busy, man. It's a freaky time. That's how we do it, man. It's a party time. Go get busy, man. It's a freaky time. That's how we do it, man.
You